Here we go. Hey folks, it's 12:30 on the Eastern Starboard. Beer 30 if you're an alcoholic. I'm Automatic. For the channel you are currently watching, hoping this stream is finding you well. I'm doing well. It's been a while since I've done a live stream, about a month. And I just felt up to it tonight. So with no further ado, it's going to be a little Path of Titans. I appreciate you joining me if you do. I mean, if you didn't, you can't hear me, so yeah. I appreciate you joining me. We are, of course, going to Gondwa, because that's the place to be, isn't it? I should say so. I think so. Well, I don't know if it's the place to be or not, but it's the place we are. Ah, yes. Gondwa brings with it a whole new slew of dinos. Not really, but for me it does. You know, I don't have Bubbles, my Sarco, which brings a pang to my penis and a tear to my eye. You know the old phrase like that? You know that phrase? I don't either. But instead, we've got these other dinos. We got Swifty. Swifty's a thal ass Dromius. And then we got Amos Moses. Amos Moses was a Cajun who lived by himself in the swamp. He hunted alligators for a living. He'd just knock them in the head with a stomp. He's Bubbles' understudy, as it were. Then we've got Pan Am, another Thalassodromius. Don't ask me why, because you can't have enough. And then we've got Whitey McMillan, who is a Struthiomimus, and rather pointless, but I'm playing him anyways. Then we got Big Boy. Big Boy is actually my nephew's character. He is a Thalassodromius. So we've got a few Thalassodromiuses out there. What shall we start with? I'll tell you, we're going to end with Amos Moses, just because I do the outro with see you later, alligator. So it would only be appropriate that that be the last dino that I play. Therefore, do we start with a Thalass or do we start with Whitey McMillan? You know what? Let's start with Whitey McMillan and see what it has to do, and then let's go on from there. You know, it's been so long since I streamed. I got to make sure my audio's coming through, and it appears that it is. All right, good deal. Well, let's get out there, Whitey. Let's see what you can do. Whitey McMillan, because I chose like the all-white skin, and yet somebody just casually watching might say, well, this thing doesn't look all white. But it's all right, because he's going to turn that way once he becomes an adult. Right now, he's just a babe. Been doing that mountain blade like crazy. Of course, those are pre-recorded, so I don't have any interaction. Then again, you start a stream at 12:30 Eastern. You may not have any interaction then either, but that is a-okay. One might argue that's why I do it. No, I don't mean any offense to anyone out there. I suppose that, kind of, didn't we already do this? It kind of speaks to why I took a break. Just, you ever feel like you need to go to a cabin out there in the woods and just take a break from everything? From all the peoples and the technology and the pollution? Well, that's kind of how I felt. I needed a break. And the jury's still out on whether that break persists. Like, whether after this it will be yet another month before I stream. I don't know. I don't know. But it's been good. And that is no jive turkey, as President Biden might say. It has been good. And I've been enjoying Mountain Blade. So let's see. I'm doing the old thing where I just try to take care of the purple XP and then switch characters. So that's simply my goal. Just purple XP, and then we'll switch to Swifty or Pan Am. These are not the mushrooms we are looking for. The princess is in another castle. Earlier tonight, I watched a little of Draco Invictus's Hogwarts Legacy. He doesn't own the game. I mean, he owns the game, but the way I phrase that, it makes it sound like he produced it. But it looked interesting. Full disclosure, I should say. I've never seen the Harry Potter movies. What? Yeah, it's true. And I should, just, if anything, for my son, I should. But, and I might. In fact, I should. I'm going to do it right here, right now. I'm going to make a promise to myself and whomever else, before God and the nation, that I will watch that with the boy. But if he hates it, I'm out, because I'm still not convinced that there's anything in that franchise for me. So this is as close to grinding as I want to get. Doing the whole purple thing, which is double XP. If you watched episodes 1 through 40, which is a tall order, if you watch those, you already know that, I can't be bothered to get XP times 1. Not when times 2 is on the table. Who would work for less? Certainly not I. One thing about Gondwa, and more specifically about this area, is there's a little cave near here that I quite like. It's probably not right for Swifty McMillan here, but for the appropriate dino, it's kind of homey. As it stands, it'd be a nice retreat point from a larger dino. That is to say, if I can find it with any kind of regularity. This might be it. Yeah, it sure is. No, it sure isn't. This might be it. Yeah, it is. Definitely is. Look at this. One could raise a family here. Be like an inbred backwoods family. Cave-dwelling family, at least. But one could. Honestly, one could raise a family damn near anywhere. They do it in the swamp. They do it in the mountains. I think just about anywhere. Mouth of a volcano? Maybe not. Gathering pine cones. Now that's exciting for everybody. Hey, look, it's a birdie. You're fine, you're fine. But when I play as the birds, a little guy like me, ooh, that's tempting. It's very tempting. Because, right, they're kind of scavengers, but at the same time, you see a little guy, and it's kind of like, hey, that's fair game. The bird's swooping down and getting the field mouse or something. Do it, dude. I will retreat to that cave. And while that isn't a win, it's at the very least an avoidance of terrible things. Then it looks like we're going to need a little water. Struthiomimus boss wants that lakeweed cleared by Tuesday. It does beg the question, where do they get these inclinations to just collect this shit? Q, Sarko? Certainly I hope not, but it's always a possibility. Having embraced the Sarko, I'm consistently worried about them. Alright, I suppose we'll look for some of this lakeweed. Although, I gotta admit, I forgot my pipe. That's alright. I'll just roll it. I think the lovely thing about the Struthio, and its strong suit anyways, is its endurance. The ignorant Otto would have told you it's a speed, but its speed is okay. It's truly that endurance. It can go, and it can go for some time. Nope, nope, nope. I don't want to be in the water. Yeah, subaquatic, but this is definitely non-aquatic. Now, I've also noticed the Sarcos have kind of changed. They're much faster underwater, or at least they can be. And so I used to have this thing that if you were a smaller dino, i.e. the Struthiomimus here, and you needed water, I'd just go drink for like 5 or 6 sips and then move my location to another area along the same shore and drink some more. And back on Pangea, that is to say the other map, that was alright. You could kind of frustrate a Sarco that was trying to line up an attack, and then he finds he has to move and tries to line up attack again, but then you move again, and but now they are so fast underwater that I don't think that's an issue. In other words, if there were a Sarco in this particular body of water, I think he would have already had ample opportunity to gobble me up. Alright, we are halfway through our lakeweed endeavors. Another thing about the Struthio, he can't jump. Okay, well, he did jump there. At least as high as needed, but... And when I say he can't jump, I kind of mean it like white men can't jump. Like, they can, but you're not going to impress anybody. Truth be told, since I've been playing Gondwa. There's been no desire to go back to Pandora. This map is, I think, that much better. Far and above its counterpart. Alright, 7 more of those. 7 more, and Struthy will be satisfied. He will never be satisfied. So far I'm not seeing any lake lead on the southern shore here. Maybe over there, where there's an actual beach. We'll go embrace the beach life. Now I just started to get back into this. So, you know, I've played enough to shake off some of the rust. But still, I'd like to use that as an excuse if I foul up. I think the average fucker would permit me that. There we go. Now they want us to find food. Give me my baby hint. You know what though? I think that the yellow marker there. Man, I'm gonna hazard to guess that is salt rock. Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. It's rusty. I'm rusty. Remember? We don't want salt rock. Even if we are close to water. Okay. Now I'm thinking, well, you are close to water. So maybe. Let's travel a little bit, see if another one comes up. After all, we've got that stamina for days. In regards to Mountain Blade, I've almost run my course with the Adamant story. In fact, I'm kind of desperately looking for an endpoint, because I don't want to just drop it, you know. Not without some kind of resolution. But the nature of that game, is very persistent, and short of your character dying, there really is no end. And honestly, even if your character dies, you can start playing as one of his or her family members, or children. Children are family members, for the record, but you can do that. So it goes on. It goes on and on. Yeah, this is going to be Salt Rock. Well, if that's all we got, that's all we got. I mean, if White Castle is the only place that's open, well then, that's what you're going to do. You know what, let's rest up. This little guy, he sleeps with his neck erect. Just looking for an excuse to say erect, but it's kind of funny. It's kind of cute. Somebody said, I flew and died. It happens. As a flyer, I mean, you can run smack into things, and that's bad for your health. It's like a bird hitting a window. You ever seen that? I'm not joking this time. I have seen that. It could be fatal. to a hollow-boned bird. Alright, here we go. Yeah, let's eat it. Wow. Just looking at the YouTube end of it and like the video quality at night. Oh man, it's just so drastically poorer than the day. I mean, that's with any game, obviously. Probably doesn't help that I run the streams at 720 just to keep a good signal going. But we do what we must. Alright, we aren't getting another job here. So, maybe we'll head west? Go west, young man? Go west. What did they sing? The band, that is. What did Go West sing? I'm the king of wishful thinking. Was that Go West? The song used to pop in my head when I'd play Sea of Thieves. Primarily because of the line, I'll pretend my ship's not sinking. But you gotta do sometimes, you know, when your ship's sinking. Just pretend it isn't. Keeps your pride intact. Doesn't keep your crew happy, but that's why you provide sexual favors. Which would be historically accurate, I think. Alright, we are casting off some of this darkness. That's a good thing. And really, we haven't but maybe one more job, one more little, as they call them, quests. Which is funny. Like, I'm questing to pick up pine cones. We must send you on a quest to gather flowers. But yeah, one more, and the purple should be taken care of. We'll move on to our next dino. And who knows, depending on how long the stream goes, I may make a new dino. Like, for instance, Casper showed me the aquatic one the other day. He pulled his out. That sounds terrible. And as lame as he described it, and as Zul described it as well, there's part of me that's like, hey, it's kind of cool. I kind of want one. Hey, look, it's another dino. And she's just protecting the babies. Those are fast, though. I shouldn't be even calling attention to myself. Well, we could go to Crater Pond. That would top us off. Let's see whereabouts that is. I bet it's near the crater. Damn, yeah, it is. That's not close. That's not close. And then we've got 20 milk caps. I bet our, whatever that was, whatever kind of trike that was, a Stratosaurus or whatever it is. You know, if he's doing the same thing, he might try to bully me off. And he's running. Kind of this direction. Everyone thinks you gotta be afraid of the carnivores, I think, when they first install. I say you gotta be afraid of that. And that is why. Should I get in the chat and say, why are you killing babies? I think not. Well, now the objective has changed. It's no longer to fill the purple. Luckily, we got more experience than we lost. So, it's just a matter of getting him to a cave now. I think this one to the west of us will suffice. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. You know why it killed me, you know? Because I'm rusty. Let's just go ahead and name a character Rusty. But then I'll keep thinking of Al Bundy and Married with Children. And I don't want to be thinking of that. Alright, we'll kind of run the beach until we get out to the cave there. Seeing as the Struthiomimus is as small as he is, I wonder how much of a fall he can take. I think not. Not that far. Not even worth trying. Caves out there on that plateau. So maybe I should have crossed up at the mouth of this bay, but no. We're already partway around it. Don't look back now. That was weird. Usually start getting that lag when another dino's in the area, you know, right when they render in or whatever. That is one thing I've noticed that the Xbox Series X has not fixed. Is well, it's not gonna write the internet connection, you know. Hence continuing to stream at 720. These paths are they almost seem like roads. Makes me want to spawn a Jurassic Park Jeep. They have all these modded modded maps or whatever. I don't know why. I want to see humans and Jurassic Park stuff. Even if you have to change, you know, You don't want to put the JP symbol or whatever. Although with a mod, it doesn't really matter. It's not like they're gonna sue you. So I guess what I'm saying is they wouldn't have to be assets specific to that IP. Just a Jeep and some park rangers. Though having some with the specific liveries would be kind of awesome. Oh shit. That's what I get for playing without my HUD on for that long. It's fine though. Yeah, I just saw that Suchomimus. He's got a shark in his mouth. Very cool. Love to stay in chat, but I think, despite the shark in your mouth, you might eat me. Alright. Yeah, we did get more XP than we lost with our one death. Happy days indeed. Let's go ahead and log out and switch up. In the interim, before I jump back in, I'm going to step away for a second and grab what I like to call a puff, a Cocoa Puff. For those that embrace innocence. Alright, we back. Let's go with Swifty. And enter the world. There is a player nearby. However, I think we can get up into a tree in enough time. Unless it's another bird, then we'd be in trouble. Otherwise, we're going to risk it. And that tree will work. Well, no. Let's get away from the home cave. The debuff with the home cave is rather extreme. That's our tree. The tree is for me. build up our endurance, and then we'll get out there. This is an area called Green Valley. Stretches all the way up there. Our buddy Caspa's, I dare to say his favorite spot if I don't want to, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but. And he chose wisely. It's good. Now, usually there's activity around here. Sometimes it's bustling with life, other times there's a couple, and I'm starting to think... I mean, there's something here, right? Because look at that. Just making sure there weren't any trophies left behind. There's certainly not. So I wonder if it was Sarko's or if whatever did that is long gone. Here's a little guy. Let's give him a how do you do. And with the Thalassodromius, or I think that's how we pronounce the name of this thing, it definitely screams scavenger, for sure. That's how I've been playing them. I'll watch others fight, try to go in and get some meat once the fight is concluded. Yesterday I actually got a trophy out of a big fight. It was a big old clusterfuck. In fact, there were several trophies in play, but Asarko was silly enough to drop one momentarily, and before he could turn back and get it, I swooped in and stole the sucker. And when you're a scavenger, that's victory, Suffice to say, this species is not going to be taking down a T-Rex or anything like that. So you take your wins on the scavenger front. That is going to entail finding other dinos, other than dead dinos. Ooh. We do have a discovery quest, Broken Tooth Canyon. Oh, wrong button. Oh, okay. That's not far at all. Let's do that. Easy enough. There is some of that purple that we desired. Yeah, let's head back to Green Valley. I believe that might be the same theropod we saw earlier. Remember me? He's like, I remember that god-awful sound. Come on, this shouldn't be this tricky. There we go. It is a little tricky, though, because the branches don't have any collision. Really what we're talking about here is like, you can look at the trees as just like a big pole. And that's it. That's the only part that has a collision. For a lot of these, there's an empty... Well, let me see if I can better demonstrate this. There's an empty spot in the middle where leaves are not growing. See what I mean? Like a little donut. That's where you want to land. Others are quite finicky, like one of these. You see how it splits into a Y. Oh yeah, I don't have any viruses yet. Okay, great. Thanks for the update. See that? Yeah, these are kind of a pain. I think it's about here. No. That would be the case. As soon as I'm recording and trying to do it, I can't do it. We'll give that another go here in a second. These ones are probably the easiest. You just kind of impale yourself on the part of the tree that doesn't have collision and work your way on down the shaft until you've got collision. Looks stupid, but it works. Picking flowers. Can I be bothered to pick flowers? I think I can. I'm going to try to land in one of those trees again. See what it is that I'm doing wrong. Like, I assume we're going to find collision on the main trunk, which is right here. Yeah, okay. Yeah. That was a lot easier that time, huh? Oh, I guess we won't be picking flowers. Or I guess we will be. Now it's saying go ahead and collect those flowers. And mushrooms. That sounds close. Yeah, what you got, buddy? Oh, it's a trophy, isn't it? Or at any rate, it looks like a trophy. Oh, right on. Convinced me to get off the ground. Nice trophy. I said nice trophy. Hiding in these trees is probably my favorite because it gives you some semblance of cover, you know, to the point where the one dino that I would be worried about, which would obviously be another another bird, is probably not going to see you. Unless they try to land in a tree, but honestly, most birds that I've seen have not landed in trees. I don't know if they just think it's too tricky or they're unaware that that's a thing. That said, I have seen a handful, actually do that. Had one land in the same tree as me the other day. We had already been talking, so it wasn't a surprise. Like, he saw me land and he came and landed next to me, which was impressive because, generally speaking, like Casper and I tried to land in the same tree and we hit each other and ended up doing damage to each other, so it is tricky and not really advised. But dude pulled it off. He had a funny name. His name was Rex, but he was playing one of these birds. There's a couple theropods over there. Might go check them out. Go yell at them from the skies. It's bird life. It's what we do. Clearly the upside of the bird. That speed, that mobility. I mean, you're trading it off for being an apex, but megalania. Oh, terrible, terrible, terrible creatures. What is that, a Sarco? Oh, there's a little Deinonychus down there, jealous. I'm jealous. I gotta make a Deinonychus. Joe growling at. I wish I could land on him. Deinonychus, look at you. He's even got the same color pattern as oh hell, I don't remember my Deinonychus' name. Oh, I hear another flyer. I think he has a place to be, though. And it's not here. Clearly, the Sarkos are waiting for somebody that's thirsty. Of course, they're on the surface, so that's not very stealthy of them. Gotta get air at some point. Let's see what kind of trash talk is happening in the chat. Surprisingly, none right now. Oh, look at them getting along. I don't know. Not me. If I were Sarko, I'd be eating that Deinonychus. I was tempted to attack him as this, but I do think he may be an adult. Megalania's not going after him. Look at that. They're all living in harmony. Fail. I guess I could pick some more flowers. This people watching ain't cutting it. I mean, it would be if something was going on, but right now what's happening is just too damn special. Alright, that's it for mushrooms. It's pretty much going to be flowers now. Some of which I saw back there. I mean, there is a question like, yeah, they're all living in harmony, but at the same time, are they going to include me in that? It's, for all I know, they're BFFs. Big fucking freaks. That's what that stands for. What you got, a big old fish? Little Deinonychus carrying that big ass thing. It's great. He's excited, and who could blame him, really? Well, let's get this, but not actually land, if possible. Actually, yeah, let's... Maybe we should just go ahead and land. I hear another flyer. Always making me nervous. So we got a couple new faces here. See, at least when Whitey McMillan was attacked, he had already filled up quite a bit of his purple. Now is about the time that I'm nervous about getting killed because you know, you die and you lose that bonus. All right, he's flown away, at least to my satisfaction. Shit, we're on the ground. What you gonna do, Meg? I'm already very, very leery of Megs. But look at him. He didn't make a move. Well, I'm grateful, but I still think Megs are shady. Yep, I'm judging by the lot. But only a fool judges by the lot. Then so be it. I think I'll take another break once nightfall hits. Flowers or shrooms? I'm thinking that's shrooms, yep. There's flowers, quite a few. Is this an anthill? Yep. Come on, little larva. We're going for a ride. Traveling in style now. I land in one of these. Look for the donut hole. Cleared for landing. We're good. Looks like we'll need some water soon. Let's drop this guy. Well, I guess I can't when I'm sitting. There we go. I'd almost rather not do the lake lead quest, knowing that there's Sarko's about. I mean, one rule that remains constant is you don't trust. Or at least, it needs to be established, right? That said, I will try to steal a drink or two. Water's in terrible shape. Good enough. Holy shit. Yeah, I know. You're probably cool, but... But I'd rather not test that. Those ducks are huge. And there's part of that, there's an aspect of that that I don't like. Because, I mean, it's not that I don't like the size they are. It's just, I don't necessarily like that those are some of the biggest things in the game. I want to see more sauropods. I want to see a brontosaurus, you know? think those would be pretty freaking majestic. Man, I'm hearing several birds or something. Is he turning toward or away? Away. Good. I don't think I'm getting my water out of that lake. That lake, Sarco presence confirmed, you know. Not to say they couldn't have headed upstream in the time that has elapsed, but I'd rather go to a little creek or something. Then I don't have to worry about them as much. That said, a big-ass duck came out of the last stream today. How did I not see him? Maybe it was just that deeper. It was deep enough, I guess. He might be able to top off. Our next concern before we I don't want to say call it a night. I mean, for this guy, anyways. And I literally mean just the in-game night. I don't mean I'm hanging up this character now. But like I said, I'll take a little break when it gets too dark. I don't think that'll offend the viewer I have out there, wherever you are. Thank you. That's the plan, anyways. That we get a belly full. Earlier, I think I called a peninsula a plateau. Now I really am heading to a plateau. There's a corpse up here. Whether it's meaty enough for our needs, I think it probably would be. It don't take much to feed this little guy. And there's nothing else up here. And lucky it doesn't take much, because it's a little guy. Little corpse. Little headless corpse. Who eats the head and leaves the rest? The fuck? You know, I don't know why I'm eating like that. Let's just rip and swallow. Rinse, repeat. The downside of that is I really did fill up. You know, I don't really... You don't need to fill up, especially if you're using hunger to gain XP. Then you should eat as soon as you're hungry. And not fill... Only fill up enough that the quest is satisfied. But when you tear off the meat and eat, at least at my size... Do it twice and you do fill up. Well, it ain't so dark that he's trying to sleep yet. It is foggy as hell, though. I guess I don't need to tell you that. Come on, come on. Oh, now this is actually a different tree. These ones are just slightly harder than the others, especially when you run out of stamina. Yep, we're hitting the ground. I didn't need to hit it that hard. It's nerve-wracking when there's something on the ground and I try to land on the tree and stamina's an issue. I suppose that's self-explanatory that would be a little perilous. Just one of those situations where it's like, you mess up, you might be dead. You know, just like walking on the ground and you hear your own footsteps and it spooks you. Same thing there. I swear I heard another bird, but there wasn't one. Obviously, it was me. That is one thing that I don't know how they fix that in this game. And maybe they don't. Maybe they don't. Maybe that's just part of the game. People are talking about snow. I don't know. Is that snow? Maybe it is. Maybe it's ash. Maybe it's ass. If it was snow, it'd be kind of cool to see some accumulation. That would convince me that it's snow. Although, like, the lakeweed looks like it's got snow on it. That's what it is. You go to glide with this thing, and it still makes the flapping wings noise. Restore water at Green Valley. Nah. You know what? So this bird's name is Swifty. I wonder if that was my Deinonychus's name on the other map. It might be. Might have unconsciously, subconsciously named. You know, use the same name. Maybe that's a name I'm partial to. Last night in the chat, I saw somebody say, I wish this game had music. Like, nobody responded to him, but I wanted to. I wanted to be like, are you crazy, dude? How about music with some serious percussion going on? That way you definitely cannot hear something stomping towards you. Plus, you kind of got to be careful what you wish for. I would hate if they did that. Of course, you could disable it, I'm sure. But it'd be wildly inappropriate for this game, I think. Besides, the music's loud enough in the menus that... And it sticks with you. I can still hear it playing. Our other quest is kill 3 Didelphodons. I don't really want to mess with that unless I'm fairly certain that I'm isolated. And I am not certain of that right now. In other words, this is no place to do it. Those missions are kind of a pain in the ass anyway. Well, does he want to sleep this early? For a fleeting second, I thought, I wonder if there's a clock, if I could see what time it is in game. It's truly not necessary. Nonetheless, whether it's nighttime or not, I'm going to step away for a second because nature calls. Alright. There's the musical cue that indicates that it is dusk. You couldn't tell by the champagne coloring. I guess a bit more of a rosé coloring. What's up with this burrow? It's so dark. Not dark, but just so hard to see, really. Okay. Oh. Well, I'm not alone. Somebody's hit that burrow recently. There we go. That's the chat I'm used to in this game. Somebody bitching about baby killing. He's calling out another name that he sees. He says, that guy's a baby killer. He killed me and 4 buddies last night. We're all babies. You sure sound like one. It's always my thought when I see him bitching about that. He even said he was friendly, and then he attacked us when he got close. Someone says, Cannon sounds like a Chad. Sounds like Cannon eats pretty good. Oh, hell, I'm not gonna. The temptation's there to throw into the chat that, like, yeah, you whine like a baby. But what's the point? Everybody already knows it. There's no action here at Green Valley. It does make me wonder where the action is. You know, where's this Cannon fella? He sounds like the type I want to follow around and watch. If he leaves a trail of bodies in his wake. That sounds alright. I want some action. What is that song? Maybe that's the name of it. I want some action. Like a disco era song. Female singer. I guess something for me to look up after the stream. We got here. Let's see, it's the EO trike. least that fog cleared. Yeah, there we go. In chat, somebody said, we are dinos, not pacifists. Eat or be eaten. Good job, Cannon. I've no doubt they're babies, because they sure do cry. That's my 2 cents in there. And he attacked. At least I'm pretty sure that he did. I know I got wounded, but what happens is if 2 of these birds hit each other, they hurt each other. But I'm pretty sure he pecked at me, so a little distance would be good. And then he rested. Probably a deal where... Yeah, he seems to be in pursuit. Oh, yeah. Well, the good news is we've got enough experience that if we fall, we got more than we're gonna lose. Is this I would say this is a fair place to hide, but it's really not, is it? He's got me. When does his stamina run out? Well, we're not getting any stamina back on the bottom. We're gonna have to surface here in a bit. Like now. wonder where he is. I'm sure if he flies over me, I'm sure he can see me. We need an out. I'm not sure quite how we get it yet. But as you can see, my healthy fear of fellow flyers is what founded. They're the one thing that can get you. Provided he doesn't see us, we can kind of sit here. Although we'd be healing a lot faster if we had more water. But we are healing. Thing is, I haven't heard him go aloft. You know what I mean? His flapping didn't drone off into the distance. It stopped. And so he is still around. Here comes that EO trike. Just want to heal up a little bit so we could survive another hit or two. As soon as I start flying, obviously he'll hear me. And yet I have not heard him fly away yet. I kind of feel like if I were him, I would have landed and I'd be kind of tiptoeing around looking for me. You know, rather than flapping the wings and making all that noise. I think it's about time to migrate. We do have a discovery quest. I could fly southwest. Again, though, I feel like as soon as we go aloft, I think there's a fair chance that we're going to hear him take off after us. And he's faster. I should point that out, too. He's bigger, therefore a little faster. But really, right, so far, we're okay right here. But our water level is not going to allow us to sit here in perpetuity. We've got to move. So, is there going to be water where we're heading? Not really. Okay, so great. I'm going to have to land and get water en route. Like right around here. Alright. Let's go for it. Actually, maybe we can tiptoe out of here a bit. If he gets us, he gets us. In my opinion, we should have been dead already. Could I have hid somewhere like that? I mean, it's an afterthought. Alright. Let's do it. We get that water and we proceed southwest. get that water right here. I'm not hearing them, so this be alright. See what I mean, though? Kind of harrowing. That. Kind of fun. Get our water level maxed out. Fly southwest. Get that discovery knocked out. By that time, maybe high time to eat. After that, once we get the food quest. You can already see that I'm healing a lot faster. Alright. Swifty here has been killed a few times. 4 or 5 times in his career. But one of those times was from another flyer, and that's where I kind of developed my healthy fear of them. And it's not to say I keep my distance from them. I don't, necessarily. Because like anything else, most of them seem to give a pass to the same species. But you always got a few that have a taste for the bird. Again, you could hear the wings flapping once, when we were gliding. That's one thing about the gliding, too, is you're still using stamina when you're gliding. I don't think that should be the case. I think you should be able to glide, indefinitely, till you hit the ground without burning stamina. And maybe, who knows, maybe that's something they'll end up doing. Oh, sweet. Alright. Well, that was our discovery quest. Hey, there's a burrow down there. Actually, let's get our stamina first. Excuse me. Two types of pine trees. Some you land directly on top like this. Others you go about a quarter of the way down to find the collision point. I thought it was going to be the latter of the two, but obviously. No interaction available. Oh no, okay, cool. That was the right kind. Oh no, I don't want to eat them. Well, you know what? This quest, I think we're just going to do in parts. Because, yeah, I'd rather not eat and get the food quest again. So, I guess down the road, I'll hit another burrow. Also, I'm kind of trying to keep in mind what that guy's coloring was. Well, I've seen a few birds, but I believe he was rather dark and slightly larger. Maybe not a full dot. I feel like it was a full dot. He just straight up killed me. That is not what occurred. It was a fair little struggle, though. And while I feel like I could have done better in my evasion, the consolation is I did good enough. Good enough to get away. I mean, the water, I feel like the water was a smart move. I never thought that through ahead of time. But I'm fairly certain getting in the water was the right thing. Oh, it's kind of what saved me in the end. Now I gotta decide, did he scare me out of Green Valley, or do I venture back for it? And if so, to what end? Like, what does Green Valley offer me that I can't get elsewhere? We've almost got the purple filled up. Actually, there's another burrow. Let's drop him. We'll rest up. Then we'll see if this one yields a, whatever they're called. Didelphodon? Didelphodon? Man. Who the hell be naming these dinosaurs? I feel like the archaeologists are just fucking with us. And it's quite wrong, because who likes dinosaurs more than kids, you know? We expect kids to pronounce this shit? Kind of. That's two. This particular Didelphodon is going to ascend. There he goes, the ascension. The other Didelphodons are like, wow, he's going up there to open up the afterlife for the rest of us. It's a special, special thing. Find our donut hole. It's not really a donut hole, is it? A donut hole is actually a ball. Again, they're fucking with us. The donut hole should be the space in the middle of a donut. And I guess that's what they're saying, that ball comes from that. That's the missing part of the donut. Man, this is really something to think about. It's funny the conclusions I come to when I've been talking to myself for an hour and a half. Another another thought that crossed my mind: if we see that bird again, do we attack? I mean, that'd be punching up, you know. But there's something to be said about the best defense. There's another burrow. That could conclude this quest. Of course, I don't really trust this burrow so much. Being close to the South Lake at Green Valley. Yeah, we'll find another. Woo! And not that one either. That's kind of in a bad location. The bird hate is real. I don't know, is that like hate towards the birds or hate from the birds? I mean, I'm a bird lover in this game. In reality, I think they're nasty little things. Oh, I guess it depends on what type of bird we're talking. 40 minutes left on the server. That sounds about right for me. I'd round this out at, well, not really round out, but get us close to about 2 hours, 30 minutes of a stream. Not bad, not bad. And it's been a good one. I mean, I don't mean the stream quality. It's as poor as it ever was, but this has been kind of nice. Well, if we're going to land in a tree, it's going to be one of these kinds. And as far as I'm concerned, they're the tricky ones. Either way, this looks like the main trunk. Come down to about there. There we go. Not bad. Not bad at all. Finally got a food quest. I guess we can eat this thing. But it will take a little more, I believe. Yeah, this isn't going to fill us up. Well, it's not going to satisfy the quest. Yeah, we're gonna need a little something more. Let's see where we're at. Wait. There's a corpse over here. Caspa pointed it out to me last night. And there it is. Sweet. This would be a great Sarco ambush point, but we're not going to stick around. Take our food up to our tree and gobble it up there. There's our whole space, holy place. Delicious. Took care of the quest. Oh shit, my stamina. Can we make it to that? Yeah. Let's see what they're talking about. Bird hate. Just some trash talk, and somebody saying that they thought someone else was friendly. Hey, we got through the purple. I think we are going to fly back down to... Yeah, we'll fly to Green Valley. I hate to be testing the waters, but just on the off chance that dude's around there and wants to have another go. It sounds counterintuitive, but for my money, that was the certainly the most exciting part of this stream. And so to try to open up the chance to replicate it is alright. T-Rex. Looking Rexy as ever. It's not happening. Huh. There we go. Downside about these big fluffy trees is obvious. Can't see too well. but nor can you be seen. I believe the Hunt Critter quest, 2 out of 3 done. I think if I go to the home cave, that quest will still be there. It'll still have 2 of 3 done. Because, you know, I'm considering the fact that, like, oh, I could finish that. But I'd rather do it with the ×2. And if I'm wrong and it doesn't carry over, whatever. You know, it's not like it took a hell of a long time. Here I was saying it was a pain in the ass, but they kind of like spoon-fed me the precise species I was looking for. I don't know if that's a new feature or just dumb luck. So Swifty here is an adolescent, I think? Yeah. I would reckon that the next time I play him, might get to sub adult. Then I can start thinking about what skin that I want for him, what coloration and all that good stuff. No, don't run. Thing is, you don't get your stamina back when you're in the cave. So running in the cave seems awful foolish. Alright, let's see. Probably about a half an hour left in this particular server. Excuse me, this server. Amos Moses. Here comes Amos. I will run with him. Really, he's only got just a slither of purple to fill up, and then I'll get him to a cave. I guess I will not be making a new dino tonight. Or if I do, maybe it'll be post-stream. Because I'm just going to stay with the stream as long as this server is open. That said, going to step away and grab another puff. I will be back. All right. Uh, based on where Amos Moses will be spawning, it's unlikely that we'll see the other dinos here. We are in an area, I've mentioned Caspa a few times, but an area that Caspa discovered last night that this little lake here it's fresh water, which is a rare thing, and maybe a unique thing in terms of these islands. I know that I was looking for such a place and tried this up here, and that's all salt water. Can't drink the salt water. So this is a nice place because you would kind of assume that it's not. In fact, oh shit, somebody is possibly here. What with this 61%? That's okay. Late last night, I ran into 3 dinos here, and they were okay. I killed them with humor. I saw them, they didn't see me, and so I got into local chat and said, well, we can fight it out, but I think this island's big enough for both of us. And the guy said, well, there's 3 of us. I said, he said, what are you? Where are you? Shit. That looks like the same guy that attacked. And honestly, I think he'd have the advantage if he attacked me. Simply because I'm so low to the ground. And, with the Sarco, there's definitely a business end, and the other end ain't worth a damn. So, if he attacked from behind, he'd certainly have the advantage. That said, I would retreat into the water, and if he followed me, then advantage me. I think. That said, Amos Moses is a Cajun, lived by himself. No, Amos Moses is a juvenile. He does look to have the same color scheme. But he also does not seem to be bothered with me. Yeah, judging from the water quality, I assumed somebody might be in the area. That said, I mean, I've joined a server and other, he says it's a thing. You can join a brand new server and water quality may be not at 100%. So it can just naturally, unmolested by any players, be less than 100. In terms of questing on this island, I mean, I've already discovered that the flowers grow around this fresh water. So that's a pretty straightforward one. Another quest they'll give you is turtle shells and clams. That's fairly easy. They're mainly around the northeast portion of this island, on the outer rim coastline, if you will. Then there's one with red crystals. Those are in the canyons over there, and also fairly plentiful. The tough one is the gathered branches, which you tend to find at the base of the trees At least on this island, that seems to be the case. As you can see, there's not that many trees. So it takes a little bit of footwork to get to them. Maybe legwork is the proper phrase. I think also before we put up, if time permits, I would like a full belly. Certainly, I'll get the hunger quest here in a moment. This lake does have some fish. So I could go for those, or the coast has some stuff, but some sharks and whatnot. Certainly the ocean's got enough. So food's not a problem. You got your fresh water here. So I will max those out before we hang it up, and then it's back to the cave. Ocean cave, in fact. I do believe eating the fish hurts the water quality, so, like, I feel like if I were here with friends or whatever, I would probably not eat the fish out of here. If that's a thing, right? Because you really want... This is the only water source on this island, so short of this, I think that's the most dangerous part of this place is, you know, you lure yourself into this comfort zone of like, well, I'm here, nobody else is here. Late last night I realized, like, oh no, other people come here, just not very many. But if I spawned in with Amos Moses and I came here and the water quality was abysmal, I'm screwed. Because the next fresh water is not even there. Further upstream, I believe. Bird's back. And I've got no beef with that bird. Even if he is the same one that attacked Swifty. I figure if he couldn't kill Swifty... No, he's bigger. Yeah, he's much larger than the one that killed Swifty. Why am I saying killed Swifty? He didn't. We got away. He's much bigger than the one that attacked Swifty. And again, I'm fairly proud of myself for it. Oh, Hazel! How you doing, man? Some of that Sarco action. Yeah, this is that island that Casper found. And it's a good place to level up in relative security, you know? Like the bird there is doing the flower quest. You get a few quests here. Flowers is easy because they grow right around this freshwater lake. There's canyons over there that have the red crystals if you get that quest, so that one's easy. If it's asking you to get seashells and stuff, I found that that stretch of coast right there, easy peasy. Tough one is the branches. You might get the branches quest, and I've noticed most of the branches are in the southeast portion there that I'm looking at, but they're at the base of those trees, and it's hit or miss even on that. And so that one might have you walking for a little bit, I guess is what I'm saying. And as a Sarco, yeah. It's not that I'm scared, like, you know, you get a little worried walking overland. On the mainland, anyways. Here, I'm not so worried about it. Because what are the chances? Another thing, like, you know, I don't know how the water quality works necessarily, but here, when I spawned in, I got to this lake, and the water quality was at 61%. So I kind of knew that guy was there. I didn't know it was that guy, but you know what I mean? You knew you weren't alone. And I don't know how much stock I can put in that, because of course, I'm sure we both spawned into areas where a server's only like a minute old and the water quality sucks, and it's kind of like, oh, well. But as it stands, I look at it as a decent indicator. The great journey to get there. You'll dehydrate before you arrive. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Night's been good, man. I've been streaming to one silent viewer. No offense, viewer. I don't mind the silence. I'll tell you that right now. But it's been kind of nice. No lie. Yeah. It's been kind of nice. Not to say it isn't nice seeing you in the chat. It definitely is. But I like the quiet, I like the quiet too. I know you can sympathize. We've had this discussion. If it's quiet, you ain't got no drama. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not referencing last winter. I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying. Sometimes chat can be a downer. Sometimes chat can be a downer. That's Salt Rock. No, thank you. Although, right, Salt Rock wouldn't be bad in this situation. Although you're drinking more water quality, so never mind. It's still not ideal, but it's doable. What am I gonna eat? I could go after the fish. But you know what? For the bird's sake, I'm not going to. Also, I'm not going to go for the Salt Rock for the bird's sake. I'll hit the coast, the beach, find a dead shark. If not, I can slip into the ocean and find something. I hear that. I kind of like when no one is chatting, or at least expecting me to constantly engage. Yeah. Yeah, when chat's busy, It's one of those things, like, it's been a month since I last streamed, and prior to that stream, it was another month. So, like, the frequency of my streaming is way down, but that's a calculated decision on my part. But chat gets, that's one thing I don't miss, is when chat gets so hectic that I can't keep up, and then people give you shit for not reading chat. But then you look at chat and people are talking to each other, which is fine, it's great. But it's like when you see that chat's talking to each other, I don't want to say you tune out, but you pay a little less attention because you're like, oh, they're keeping themselves entertained. Like, but then, of course, there's always you look in chat and it's like, somebody stole my bicycle today, and that's where I'm like, God, well, thanks for coming to my channel and telling us that. Well, poop. Oh, yeah, exactly. It is. I kind of got into streaming wanting to be like a live action show. It isn't like the performer will respond to the audience. Right, yeah. And that's, with the Mountain Blade stuff, that's nice too. Of course, then I don't have to concentrate on the game so much, and so I can interact with chat, but I'm in the chat, I'm not. But it's kind of nice, because then the finished product, as rudimentary as Mountain Blade is, it's still a little more polished once it's all said and done, tied up in a bow, that whole deal. Somebody could watch it later and not have to hear, you know what I'm saying, not have to hear the host be like, hey, Jimmy, hey, Paula. Guess I do talk about Paula in the Mountain Blade streams. But, damn. No stream would be complete on OMG without Otto clearing his voice, clearing his throat. So I stream and everyone just talk to each other and I commentate on it every now and then. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you and I would both agree that it's not like the most burdensome thing in the world, but having a quiet night is a very welcome thing. It's not bad. It's partly why I've taken the break. It's just streaming was too much. Keeping up with chat was I don't know, not my biggest problem, but not fun. See nothing wrong with tuning out. Shoot, half the time we get to talking about everything but Sea of Thieves on Dai's. Yeah, on Dai's Sea of Thieves stream. Yeah, the conversation would be all over the place, and it'd be good conversation, but yeah, it wasn't necessarily always about the game. It's all that tobacco. You're damn right. I need to kick that. I need to kick that hard. It's the money, man. In Ohio, a pack of cigarettes is $8.50. I mean, a few years ago, that was New York prices, but now it's in the Midwest. That's all part of that cancer moonshot, I think. Is that the shark model coming out? God, that'd be lazy, wouldn't it? If they just let you play this thing. I hope not. I hope it's a little more impressive. Not to say that this doesn't look alright, but man, we are so close to getting to adolescent. But I don't want a quest for times 1 XP. I've been jumping, you know how I do, jumping, filling the purple and then jumping. I've played 3 dinos tonight, and yet the temptation is there to pick up those shells. But it's like times 1 XP. No. If I'm going to be a slave to the XP and the grind, then times 2. It's got to be times 2. They can't tease you with that, and then you can't go back. You can. A lot of people do, I bet. But damn, $8.50, yeah. I'm sure we both remember when it was like $3.50, $4 a pack. Of course, listen to me, I sound like a freaking geezer bringing that up, but it's true. Cancer moonshot, the anti-cigarette ban. Oh, the president said that. I'm like, what are we even saying right now? I wonder what the speechwriter meant for him to say there. And then he said, how was the other thing? I mean, he said he's got his gaffes. What was the other one? He said, we're at an inflection point. And I'm like, no, you're not. Inflection is like the sound of someone's voice. You can't be at an inflection point. That makes no sense, sir. And again, I'm wondering, like, what did the speechwriter write? Was it... I've never heard the phrase reflection point, but it makes sense. You're at a point where you're going to reflect. Maybe that's what he was supposed to say. And then he was introducing the ambassador from the Ukraine, and he either couldn't pronounce her name or didn't know her name, but that was kind of hilarious, especially since, like, 5 minutes later, he was on a different a different subject, and he's like, name them, name their name, and I'm thinking like, you shouldn't have said that because just 5 minutes ago you couldn't name the ambassador from the Ukraine. Like, I don't know. But the state of our nation is okay. That's my takeaway. Could be better. Could be worse. That's the best way to go about it. They were talking about that on Reddit, saying, playing doesn't reward you because it's grindy. Why play when you don't have rested XP? Yeah. That's why I think just doing the, what did we call it, where we'd switch? Dino Roulette. Back in the Panjura days. Because he was going back to Panjura after this. I tried. It's not. No. It's not really, it's not the fun I remember. I guess I'm having that fun here. Plus with no flyers or swimmers. It's just, this map is, they said, the developers said, like, we learned a lot of lessons about map building and have implemented it here. And that's no lie, they clearly have. And this cave is like, you know, when I spawn in here and they're like, there's nobody outside this cave. Every time, I say every time, but I just started last night, but it's like, no shit. I know nobody's here. Like, that's why I'm using this cave. That said, where is this cave? I think it's up higher. Yeah, okay. There it is. I figure if there are any other players around, it's going to most likely be one of those aquatic, like full aquatics. And at least from what I hear tell, they are not nearly as... they're not the threat one might think they are. I say that out of ignorance, though. I don't know. I've certainly never fought one. Never played one. Tip. Can't hit them? Step on them. If you're larger, you can sprint and run over your enemies to trample them. Yes, just like a concert tragedy. You can trample your enemies. I remember when Newports were $4.99 and cool 100s were like $3.49. He said, sorry, I used one of those SAT words I didn't know. Dino Roulette, yep. Oh yeah, I was feeling the itch the other day. Yeah, well, feeling the itch to go back to Panjura. They look like they were just a swimming buffet item. They do. They really do. I mean... I said I'd keep the stream for as long as the server was up. I'm surprised it didn't shut down. Let's see. We maxed out Swifty, Amos, Whitey McMillan, and then I've got my nephew's character, which I'm not going to play, and Pan Am, another bird. Oh, fuck. I'll screw around with him in the time remaining. I was like, I should get back on Path of Titans. Oh, nah, not Panjura. But just playing Path of Titans, yeah. But I couldn't go back to Panjura. I've seen all those regions so much. Yeah. And it's just like, in terms of crafting a map, it feels like this one's got more logical placement of what you're looking for. Like I was saying on that Red Island, you know that the branches are at the base of the trees, and there's not many trees, so those are kind of a pain. But that makes sense. They're not just... Now, that said, in Panjura, they seem to be in rivers and stuff, but more often than not, they were just out in the middle of nowhere. Like no rhyme or reason to it. And with the pine cones and stuff, like, yeah, you could figure out what region they would be in. But then, I don't know. It just seems to have more thought put into it. And the diversity on this map is certainly welcome. You know, you're not in the Pacific Northwest, which is really what Pandora kind of screams. It's just all very similar until you get to Hoodoo Hills. What do we got down here? Here's something stopping. Oh, a couple of them. Well, let's have a look. It's like a T-Rex and a T-Rex. I bet the one that's running, the one that's in the lead is the female. The other one's like, get back here, honey. I'm about to make some baby T-Rexes. Come on, man. And I'm about to be a voyeur for the whole thing. Rather than branches on the beach with no tree. Like, how the hell did they get over here? These two T-Rexes must be running. They both just laid down, I think. Means I can go get a bite. Dude, I don't... Sure, I'll join your group with it. Whatever. Wait a minute. Whose group did I join? Whoever they are, they're actually way back there. Did they just get in the water? Oh, it's not that deep. What you guys gonna do if I land on the beach? You come trucking toward me? Oh, it's time. It's time. That's it. I'd like to get back. It doesn't matter if I get back to the home cave, really, because I haven't filled any of my purple. Yeah, so home cave actually doesn't matter. I can leave him out here. Yeah. That's what we'll do. We'll post up here. Nice. Some rando, yeah, exactly. Well, sorry, dude, we're not gonna meet up. On Pride Rock. I need a baby lion. And there it is. Got about 2 hours and a half into the stream. And that's probably all I got in me. But yeah. It's been nice. It's been nice. A good little stream. Quiet, whoever the lurker was, virtually the whole time. Much obliged to you. Then again, I could have been streaming to nobody, and I'd be just as satisfied. I'm quite happy and a little leery of folks. So, all in all, I'm happy the way it worked out. That said, also happy to have a little interaction there. Where Zor with you coming in and talking. Sorry I missed you in terms of seeing you in the dino side of things, but I know we'll be back at it. Sure enough, soon enough. And roar and let them know that you have the new king. Yep, nice and chill. Not bad at all. And I don't know. Usually about this time I'd say like, oh, I'll talk to y'all in a couple days or whatever. The next thing's, is it's likely to be the next Mountain Blade, which would be episode 19. As for that series, I'm trying to wrap that up. I think I said that at the top of this stream. Wrap that up, and that should coincide perhaps with a little more streaming, but hell, I don't know if my next stream will be tomorrow night or a month from now. I don't feel any pressure to make that decision either, so that's just me trying to keep in my green comfort zone. Speaking of the green, I think something's a calling, and I might have to go check it out. But yeah, I want to thank everybody that stopped by tonight. Zul, thank you very kindly for coming by and saying hi. Yeah, that'll do it. As I typically say, shit, I always say it. This is Automatic for Automatic Games. If you like this kind of thing, like this kind of thing. If you subscribe to this kind of thing, do that. Again, I don't know when it will be, but I will be back at you at some point. Y'all take care. Be well. And thanks again. Nighty night, you dirty fuckers. Rawr.